It's being called a historic milestone for climate research. The longest continuous ice core to date has been recovered in the Antarctic, and a Manitoba scientist was part of the international team behind the breakthrough. Chair of the Ice Core Science Consortium at the University of Manitoba, Dr. Dorthe Dahl-Jensen joins me now to talk more about the significance of this discovery. Congratulations are in order, I guess.
Thank you very much.
I know this breakthrough did not happen overnight. It is the result of a multi-year drilling campaign you've been involved with. Can you give us an idea of just how challenging this was, and how does it feel to be part of the team that finally made it happen?
Well, it's actually a program that started 10 years ago. We applied the European Union for a program to get the oldest ice in a stratigraphic order so we can get a climate record. So the first 5 years we used just, looking at radar data, either from airplanes or driven over the surface, to map the bedrock and to map all the layering of the ice. And based on that, we selected a site where we thought there was the best chance of getting the oldest ice in stratified order so we can use it for a climate record. So then the drilling started in 2019. And we've had 4 drill seasons. We've had COVID in between, which hasn't been easy. But in Antarctica, we go down there in the southern summer. So we start the seasons in November and end in January. And in the winter, the temperature is minus 70 degrees Celsius down there. And in the summer, it's minus 30. So the challenge is also that it's really, really cold.
Minus 70, I can't even imagine. What's that like?
Well, we're never there when it's so cold, but because the ice is coming down from the cold temperatures, when you get the ice, it's minus 50, and it's really, really cold to work with the ice, even though you have gloves on. You know, coming from Winnipeg, you are quite used to cold temperatures, but anyway.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop complaining about the weather this week since we talked. 1.2 million years old, that's the age frame we think this ice core is. What secrets could it hold?
Well, we know from other old records, especially from the ocean sediment cores, that have really long climate records, but not with a high resolution, that if we look at the climate before 1 million years before present, we see that it's probably been warm and it's had pretty high values of greenhouse gases. And we see that the climate cycles out of glacial and interglacial periods with a period of 40,000 years. But then when we pass 1 million years, which is called the mid-Pleistocene transition, then the ice starts to cycle with a period of 100,000 years, which is what we have now. And it's one of the very big riddles in our understanding of climate, how it could change from these 40,000 to 100,000 years. So, that's kind of the scientific research curiosity reason for drilling this ice. But one thing we think would explain it is to look at what the concentrations of greenhouse gases are, and that's something we don't know. But the ice cores, besides from the ice that tells us what the temperature is and a lot of other things, we have small trapped air bubbles in the ice that was formed when snow, when the snow fell on the surface and the snow is compressed to ice, the air ends up being trapped in small bubbles. So when we look at the ice core and look at these small bubbles, we actually have small bubbles of the air, the atmosphere, that's 1.2 million years old. So if we take the air out of these bubbles, we can actually see what the concentration of greenhouse gases has been back in time. And that's really, really unique.
Fascinating. Dorthe, congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing your research with us today. Great speaking with you.
Oh, thank you very much. And thanks for reaching out.